Today I'm here at the Property Appraiser's office with Carla Peacock and Clay Riddle, and we're going to be talking about what today?
We're going to be talking about portability today. Basically what that is, it is the difference in your market and your assessed value. It's a tax benefit that helps you tremendously on your assessed value and your taxes.
And the way I found out about this was because somebody bought a house right after they sold their house, and then they were able, because they lived in Florida, they were able to take the portability from the house they just sold, move it to the house that they just bought.
That's correct. You have to be, it only works in the state of Florida. Basically what it is the difference in your market value and your assessed value. So for example, if you have a $300,000 house, your assessed value is $200,000, then you have a Save Our Homes differential or portability of $100,000 that you can take with you to and from other parcels in the state of Florida.
So I can call it portability or Save Our Homes.
Yep.
Save Our Homes is the cap that you get. It can only increase 3% or the CPI, whichever is lower, and that's your Save Our Homes savings. It accumulates once you get your homestead. It can never rise any more than that. So if you've been there a long time, then the longer you're there, the more you save. When you go to sell and buy a new home, it's the difference that you've accumulated
Over
in
the
that.
time.
Right. Your the market value will always be current market value, but your assessed value, what you're taxed on, is going to be, it's the difference between those two.
If you move from one county to another in the state of Florida, the maximum that you can transfer is $500,000. So that's the maximum Save Our Homes portability that you can take.
Which is a lot.
That is a lot. And then that continues, like, so when I come to pay my taxes, that portability is taken off each year?
No, it's a one-time thing. When you transfer to that new home, you take that portability savings over, it is applied against that value on that home. So it reduces that taxable value. So that's where you get that savings. And then you continue to get savings on that homestead because you're capped on that as well.
Yeah. As the market rises, it still protects you. If the market goes up way high, you can only go up that 3% every year on homestead properties.
All right, so how long do I have to apply for a homestead property if I sell my home and buy a new home?
It's 3 years from March 1st of the year that you abandoned your prior homestead. So you have that 3 full years to come in and file for the portability savings.
That sounds bad when you abandon that private.
So,
That's just an appraiser term.
Yeah.
They call it abandoning the homestead when you
When you leave it, they abandon it. So what form do I have to use to do this?
So what we do is whenever you come in to file for homestead, we do our DR 501 form, which is the homestead application form. And while you're here, we go ahead and ask and confirm if you had any other homestead savings in another county. We go ahead and find out what your previous homestead address was, and there's a DR 501T form is what I believe it's called, that we would fill out as well too. And then we actually get the information from the county that you were moving from.
Okay, all right. Do I have to buy a more expensive home when I do this? Like, no.
No, not necessarily, no.
So if you buy a less expensive home, it will be prorated for that amount, but you still get a benefit if you buy a less expensive home.
What about couples that get a divorce?
That have
How does-
homestead.
Yes.
That's a very good question because that has come up, and typically all we go by is when a couple divorces, we do get the court records to see who gets the property, because then we have to apply it to their name and extend that homestead exemption if they're going to continue to live there. And let's just say in this scenario, the couple divorced, the wife kept the home, the husband called a year or so later inquiring about portability. It wasn't addressed in the divorce. So at that point, he had to go back to the wife and ask if she would share that with him, and it was about $30,000. And that's a very important thing that needs to be addressed during the divorce. So that's something that if a couple's getting divorced, they need to go ahead and address it at that time. So it's in that paperwork, and then we will see that, and we could, whatever their agreement is, then we could honor that. But otherwise, whoever's in the home gets that portability savings.
All right.
So that,
Well, I thank you guys for taking your time out of your busy schedules to let us come and talk about portability, because we love learning about the things that you guys have that we don't know about really affect our homes. Thank
Well,
you so much.
We thank you for coming and allowing us to do this, because we also want the public to know everything there is to know about assessments, exemptions, portability, all of it. So you can call us anytime, come in or call 850-674-5636. My Chief Deputy Clay Riddle is very knowledgeable, very helpful, as the rest of our staff. We're just here to help.
And they do a great job, so come by and see them.